what team do we have inside the top 10 right now that you think could disappoint us?
So we have Tennessee just outside the top 10 at number 12, Carl, but I've got Tennessee number 7 on my personal ballot. I was our only analyst at 24/7 Sports to put the Vols inside the top 10, and I have to admit, I'm starting to waver a little bit. I'm not worried about the quarterback position. Joe Milton is an elite talent. I think he's going to be a great succession to Hendon Hooker there under center. But the loss of Alex Golesh as OC to USF job, that's going to be big. Him and Josh Heupel had an excellent relationship, kind of the co-play callers there. Those two really fed off each other. And I think Tennessee's year to make the playoff as a surprise team was this season before, that train wreck happened at South Carolina. But Tennessee's a team that I have right now at number 7, and I have to admit that I'm wavering a bit, like I said, because Tennessee did lose some elite talent.
Mine's Alabama, as I mentioned earlier, replacing Bryce Young, an incredible quarterback. The transition at quarterback is not going to be as smooth as we've seen in the last 5 to 6 years there at Alabama. Is it Ty Simpson? Is it Jalen Milroe? I don't think it's really going to matter. I think there's going to be some early growing pains there. And also, you mentioned Tennessee there, Brad. I really like the offense there. Alex Golesh, yes, play caller, but that's Josh Heupel's system. I think they'll be fine. I think what's going to be interesting is actually is Joe Milton going to be the quarterback mid-season? Do they make a change and go to Nico? That's a big question.
Guys, my team inside the top 10, and we talk about them every year, is Penn State. Every single year is going to be Penn State's year. Every single year we're looking for them to take the next step. I know, Brad, you said that you think that they can be a playoff team this year. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen them consistently be able to challenge Michigan and Ohio State to get out of the Big Ten. And if you can't challenge Michigan and Ohio State, how are you going to challenge the Georgias of the world, the LSUs of the world, the Alabamas of the world? And so I think that Penn State is a team right now that if you're looking for them to go into the playoffs, they're going to have to show me. I'm not going to be able to buy any Penn State stock until I see how they look against Michigan or Ohio State in the regular season, because it always comes down to that, and they always come up small in those moments when they're playing one of those two teams.
I mean, is returning 2 twin 1,000-yard running backs not good enough for you, Carl? And then Drew Allar, we all know, look, we follow recruiting very closely. 5-star quarterbacks win national titles, or they at least get you to the playoff, right? And Drew Allar is a talented player. We saw in spots this season behind Sean Clifford that, he has what it takes with a howitzer for an arm. I think Penn State's legit. And I'm not sure that Penn State's had the preseason hype in the last couple years Nittany Lions are going to have in 2023. So, if the stock is mid-level right now, Carl, in your mind on Penn State, I'm going to go ahead and buy James Franklin's team.
Well, I will tell you this. You say 5-star quarterbacks win championships and get you there. Well, there's a guy named Stetson Bennett. Maybe you heard of him before, who's got the last 2, and he certainly wasn't a 5-star quarterback. I think that Penn State's got to show that they can stop the run game. How many yards did Michigan have running the football against Penn State this year? It was 400 plus, if my memory serves me correctly. Blake Corum is returning also. Sharon Moore, the offensive line coach at Michigan. I just got to see Penn State be able to do it on the field.
Yeah, Penn State, we got to see them do it against Ohio State and Michigan. More so Michigan, to me, being able to match that physicality. I mean, James Franklin is like, we'll get to 10 wins, and then that's about it. That's about our ceiling. Can you bust through the ceiling at Penn State with James Franklin? We haven't seen it yet. We'll see. Drew Allar is a great quarterback, but does that offense open up a little bit more? Do we see more of a vertical passing game as well? 2 tremendous running backs, but again, can they match the physicality of a Michigan next season?